this is something that we see kind of often, but I have never seen as cool of a display of Virga clouds. That's a scientific name for it.
And I want to ask one question. You see those little wisps coming down. That's rain, correct?
That is literally rain falling from the cloud and evaporating before it's able to reach the ground.
Wow.
That's so cool, which is why there's radar. There's rain on the radar right now, but literally we have not seen a drop of it at the surface, not even at the highest elevations, because it's so dry at the ground. Very, very fun. So if you look up at the sky and it looks like it's raining in the distance, that rain's actually not reaching the ground because of how dry it is, at least here in California. It all is revolving around a heat dome, literally. We've talked about record-breaking heat across parts of the northern United States, but wrapping around the record heat is a lot of cloud coverage and a lot of moisture. That's actually streaming up from the monsoon. So look at that monsoonal moisture from yesterday over parts of southern Arizona, New Mexico. That is literally wrapping around that area of high pressure. This is our radar over the past 20 hours. You can literally see that monsoon moisture is beginning to make its way across Southern California, and by as early as tomorrow morning, we could see a little bit of that moisture heading our way. I don't think, again, any of that rain will be reaching the ground, very similar to this morning, but we could see an isolated thunderstorm or an isolated lightning strike waking up early tomorrow. This is what we're seeing right now, that surge of monsoonal moisture just bringing in a lot of cloud coverage, but over the next 24 hours or so, we are going to continue to see that moisture streaming up. Although our models are beginning to back off on that thunderstorm potential, there is still that isolated chance, especially over parts of the Diablo Range, the Santa Cruz Mountains, maybe even down towards Monterey Bay. Our inland communities with the very dry fuel at the ground have that potential for dry lightning and that elevated fire danger, because anything that does spark will spread very quickly with gusty winds thanks to that evaporating rain. When rain evaporates on the way to the ground, it actually creates some gusty winds at the surface. So that is kind of double trouble. Dry air, gusty winds, along with that lightning danger waking up early tomorrow morning. By the time that we step out tomorrow afternoon, the heat is going to be on, along with the potential for a bit of coastal flooding. This is the second thing to be aware of if you live anywhere close to the water. For our bayshore communities, all the way through Thursday, along the coast through Wednesday, upwards of 1.7 feet of inundation in those low-lying areas. And this could actually potentially be a record high flood level for the month of July. It's not all-time record high, but for July, we don't normally see this high of high tide flooding. This afternoon, temperatures are going to be comfortable along the coast. You'll see a few more peaks of sunshine sitting in the mid-60s, though. With those winds, it's going to keep those temperatures a bit cooler directly along the coast. You head inland, though, and you're still going to be in the low 90s, very similar to what we felt yesterday, maybe a degree or two cooler, thanks to those winds streaming in through the gap of the Golden Gate. Look at what happens by tomorrow, though. Those high temperatures are going to be warming up. Look at these inland areas. The colors getting bright pink. Those signify the triple digits that are returning. And right on the cusp of the triple-digit mark across our inland East Bay communities, places like Antioch, Fairfield, over to Livermore, mid to upper 90s out there. And by Tuesday, it's kind of going to be a rinse and repeat. Those high temperatures are going to be staying in the upper 90s across our inland East Bay communities through Tuesday. Wednesday will be hot, but not as hot, and then it will continue to cool down into the later parts of the upcoming week and next weekend. So there is going to be a lot of changes on the way. There's actually a lot of fun stuff to talk about in the weather department. Although if you don't like the summertime heat, you don't like the upper 90s to near triple digits, that moderate risk for heat-related illness returning through Wednesday of next week. Keep that in mind. If you live inland, it will be cooling down back to seasonable by the end of the week and into the weekend, which is going to be really, really nice. And if you live along the coast and you've been waiting for sunshine and warmer weather, it should be just around the corner with 70s in store through Tuesday.